When my daughter unexpectedly revealed, starting today, you have a new life outside this home. Dave's heart lurched. The echo of her words shattered the cozy ambience of the potluck. Families gathered around tables brimming with casseroles and sweet potato pies, laughter sparking like the flicker of fireflies in the warm, summer night. Yet all he could focus on was Lily's intense gaze, as if she were a lighthouse in his stormy sea of worries, a beacon threatening to guide him away from everything he held dear. Lily, his bright and ambitious daughter, pulled her hair back in a ponytail, a move that usually made him smile but now sent an icy shiver down his spine. A scholarship, she continued, her voice steady, yet full of excitement. She had always been the joy of his life, the laughter that filled their modest home, and the future he worked so hard for. He felt that familiar tightness in his chest, torn between the pride swelling within him and an overwhelming fear creeping over his heart. Words flooded his mind, but only silence escaped his lips. How could she want to leave the town that had wrapped their lives in its embrace? How could she turn her back on their shared struggles? Lily, he finally managed to say, trying to sound calm, you're just a teenager, you shouldn't be thinking about all this yet. But even he could hear the twinge of desperation in his voice. You're wrong, Dad. Her tone softened, but her conviction cut through him like a knife. This could change everything for me. The program, it promotes diversity. Don't you understand? It's a chance, it's a new path. Tension thickened the air as laughter faded, and Dave felt the weight of the world on his shoulders grow heavier. They'd always been a team, partners in navigating life's challenges, and here she was, wanting to leap into a future he couldn't control. Before we continue, I need to let you know about something important that's happening. YouTube has been making changes to the system and many people are losing notifications from channels they follow. If you're enjoying the content, hit that bell and mark all notifications so you don't miss the next videos. And if you can drop a like, it really helps me with reach. Seriously, it makes a difference. Oh, let me know in the comments where you're watching from. I'm always curious to know who's on the other side of the screen. Now let's continue. As the town hall meeting approached, discussions about the scholarship program spread like wildfire. The community was divided, and Dave felt torn, standing on a precipice. Would supporting Lily's aspirations be seen as betrayal? Old wounds from a childhood filled with hard work and self-reliance pulsed within him, pitted against the love he held so fiercely for his daughter. Standing amidst familiar faces, the pressure mounted. Would they understand? Could he let Lily blossom into her future? The thought rippled through him like a wave. What if this was the key to a better life for her? But could he really embrace the possibility of losing her to a world beyond the small, close-knit community that raised him? Just as he opened his mouth to voice his thoughts, the crowd stirred restlessly behind him, debating fervently like a storm ready to break. He inhaled deeply, his heart pounding, feeling the walls closing in. Instead of holding on tight, he said finally, his voice cutting through the noise, what if we stand together? Lift each other up? The words hung in the silence, a bridge between fear and hope. Lily's eyes widened, brimming with unshed tears, and for a moment, amidst the swirling emotions, he recognized the fragility and richness of their bond. Yet just as clarity dawned, dissent erupted from the crowd, doubts, objections threatening to pull them apart, leaving him teetering at the edge of change. Dave looked into the faces of the people he'd known all his life. Could he truly embrace a new vision for their future, even if it meant risking the only thing that mattered? The question lingered as he stood on the brink of transformation, anticipation swirling around him like the warm summer winds. What would happen if they couldn't find common ground? The town hall meeting buzzed with energy, a mixture of excitement and apprehension. Dave could feel the shifting tides, the way some neighbors nodded in agreement while others furrowed their brows, skepticism glimmering in their eyes. This was more than a discussion, it was a choice about the future, one that felt like it was being decided without him. Lily, you're asking for this huge leap, he murmured, not even sure if he meant for her to hear. There was something raw about seeing her step into the uncertainty of a future that felt so distant from their shared life. His heart raced. Each beat echoed doubts, fears, visions of loneliness creeping in. The crowd quieted as the mayor stepped up to the microphone. Tonight, We discussed the scholarship program and how it can benefit our youth, she began, her voice deliberate, underscoring each word with conviction. Around him, folks shifted in their seats, the weight of the conversation settling heavily in the room. Dave gripped the edge of the table, his knuckles pale. Lily leaned closer, her youthful enthusiasm igniting a spark in the suffocating air. "Dad, let them hear," she whispered, a plea laced with hope. Urgency swirled in her eyes, pulling at the corners of his guarded heart. What if she was right? What if standing together and allowing her these wings led to something bigger than either of them could fathom? "I believe we should support our local talent," the mayor continued. "Change is necessary if we want our children to thrive." This program opens doors. Dave's mind drifted to his own past, the stinging rejections, the countless hours clocked in cheap diners to make ends meet. He had fought tooth and nail for everything they had. Was he prepared to watch Lily take a path he never thought possible? Then, it hit him. But at what cost? He interjected, surprising himself. "What will we lose if we send our kids off?" Silence dropped like a lead balloon. A few gasps echoed across the room, a ripple of concern raced through the crowd. Lily stiffened beside him. "Dad," she began, but he plowed on, determined to voice the fears that gripped his soul. "If we all leave the nest, what happens to our community? To our traditions?" His voice wavered, the words slipping through tears of skepticism that he tried to suppress. Someone from the back shouted, "Staying stagnant won't help. Our kids deserve this." The response acted as a flare, igniting another round of debate. Dave turned to Lily, her face illuminated by the fervor in her eyes. She believed, desperately, in a future that he couldn't yet see. "I'm not trying to hold you back," he whispered, his heart aching for her understanding. "I just want to protect you." With a deep breath, she placed her hand on his arm. "I want you to understand, Dad. This isn't just about me. It's about changing what we've known." His pulse quickened. Her words wrapped around him, warming the chilly uncertainty. Could it really be more than just leaving? Perhaps it could be a new beginning for community as a whole, a chance to grow, not just to escape. As tensions flared and voices rose, the mayor turned the floor over to the audience. Lily squeezed his arm, urging him silently to stand with her. He opened his mouth to speak again, wanting to bring forth his real fears and hopes. But before he could find the words, an unexpected pounding at the door interrupted the heated exchange. Suddenly, every eye turned towards that door, curiosity replacing tension. What news could possibly divert this heated discussion? As the door swung open, Dave felt the breath catch in his throat. The unexpected figure that entered would change everything. The room fell into an uneasy silence as the figure stepped into view. It was a young man dressed in a worn-out jacket, his eyes darting around the room before finally landing on Lily. Dave blinked in disbelief, confusion swirling like a storm in his mind. Who was this? What was he doing here? "Lily!" the young man exclaimed, a mix of desperation and hope in his voice. "I had to find you." Gasps rippled through the crowd, and murmurs erupted, curiosity edging into the tense atmosphere. Dave's heart raced. He felt a sudden surge of protectiveness for his daughter. He turned to Lily, who looked both thrilled and terrified. "Ben?" she whispered, a spark of recognition igniting in her eyes. "Yeah," he rushed, stepping closer. "I wanted to tell you about the internship in the city. It's still open, and they've extended the application deadline, but they need to know soon." Dave's mind was reeling. Lily had never mentioned Ben in this way. Was he so caught up in his fears that he hadn't even known who she was connected with? The thought stung. What are you doing here?" Lily tried to keep her composure, but her excitement was palpable. She stepped closer to him, her hand still rested nervously on Dave's arm. "I came to convince you," Ben replied, wading through the crowd and approaching her with an earnest look. "You need to take this chance. I believe in you. We can do this together." The intensity of his gaze held power, and for a moment, Dave felt displaced. Wasn't it his job to protect Lily, to guide her decisions? But you're trying to pull her away, he voiced suddenly, unable to contain himself. Lily turned to look at her father. Dad, he's not pulling me away. He's offering me an opportunity. Her tone was firm, the confidence evident even amidst the chaos. This isn't about leaving home behind. It's about making a future for ourselves. Dave's heart ached. And what if things go wrong? What if this city eats you alive? Lily's determination pushed back at his fear. What if I fly? She challenged softly. The crowd watched, suspended in the moment, sensing the rising conflict between father and daughter. Each face reflected a mix of understanding and concern, as if they were all part of a larger story unfolding before them. Ben took a step back, giving them space. I just want her to know her potential, he said quietly, his sincerity evident. We all have dreams, and she deserves to chase hers. Yet, Dave couldn't shake the feeling that something was slipping from his grasp. The closeness he once felt with Lily seemed like a distant memory. You can't just leave this town, this home, he implored, his voice almost pleading. Maybe I have to, Lily replied, her voice trembling with emotion. For all of us. The weight of her words landed in the room, hanging there like a heavy cloud. Dave felt tears prick at the corners of his eyes, emotions battling inside him. This was not the future he envisioned, but as he looked at Lily, he saw a spark of possibility he had failed to appreciate. As the crowd began to murmur again, the mayor stepped forward, raising her hand for silence. We will take a short break, she announced, and the room began to shift, conversations bubbling up around Dave. Lily looked at him, and in her eyes, he saw a mix of fear and hope. Dad, please. In that split second, a decision loomed large in Dave's mind, one that could change everything. Could he step back, let her go, and trust her to soar? As he wrestled with the weight of that choice, another knock came at the door. This time it felt different, urgent, a call to the heart of the matter. What awaited beyond that door might just define the course of their lives forever. The knock echoed again, louder this time, piercing through the tension. Everyone turned toward the door, curiosity shifting the atmosphere. Dave's heart raced with a mix of anxious anticipation and dread. What more could disrupt this already shaky ground? The mayor's brows furrowed slightly, and she moved toward the door hesitantly. With a quick, nervous glance back at the crowd, she reached for the handle. We'll see who it is, she said, her voice steady yet laced with uncertainty. As she opened the door, Dave's throat tightened. It was hard to focus on anything else as a tall woman stepped inside, a sense of urgency radiating from her. Her eyes flitted around the room until they met Lily's. He noticed this woman's quick breath and the way she clutched a folder tightly to her chest. Mrs. Hargrove. I apologize for interrupting, she spoke, her voice rising slightly in pitch. But I have something important regarding the internship. Ben moved back, giving her space, but Lily stepped forward eagerly, her pulse quickening. What is it? She asked, almost breathless with hope. The woman opened the folder, gripping it tightly as if it contained her lifeline. There has been an incredible change. The company just announced that they're also considering funding housing for their interns. It could make this opportunity even more attainable, and I want you to be one of the first to apply. The crowd buzzed with excitement, but Dave felt a twinge of panic. Was this fate pushing Lily towards a life he couldn't protect? His stomach twisted tighter. She had barely turned 18. Wasn't she supposed to still be sitting at the family dinner table discussing dreams but also comforts and safety? Dad, this could be it. Lily's eyes sparkled with determination and curiosity. You've always told me to chase my dreams, right? It's not just that, Lily. Dave's voice grew more urgent, desperation leaking in. It's a new world out there. You need to know what you're getting into. It's easy to think it's just an internship, but it's so much more. She interrupted, passion lighting her face. This could change everything. Just think about my future. Us. You always wanted me to be happy. The room grew heavy as everyone felt the weight of her words. Hadn't he always told her to reach for the stars? To embrace new experiences? But now, faced with the possibility of losing his daughter to that very ambition, he was gripped by an instinctual resistance. "I've dreamed of this for so long, Dad," Lily continued, and each word sank like stones in his heart. "I can't let fear hold me back." "Please." Dave looked around, seeing the faces of friends and neighbors, some nodding, some with tears glistening in their eyes. This was a community caught in the crossroads of family ties and individual dreams. They understood Lily. They wanted her to excel, to rise, yet they were probably wrestling with their own fears of losing the young woman they had watched grow up. As the mayor leaned in to share more details with the woman and the crowd buzzed with excitement, a wave of decision washed over Dave. He felt like he was standing at the edge of a precipice. Suddenly, the sharp sound of another knock echoed, not waiting for permission. A different hand pushed through the door and a chaos of voices flooded in. Through the jumbled noise, he locked eyes with Lily again. "Is this a good time?" the new figure said breathlessly, a man in a suit holding another stack of papers. In that moment, the entire room held its breath, wondering what more revelations these new developments would bring. Would Lily's path to the future be confirmed, or would it be forever altered? As possibilities loomed large and fear intertwined with hope, Dave thought, what if this new arrival could change everything again? Could it be a chance for him to finally let go? The man in the suit stepped further into the room, pulling everyone's attention like a magnet. His presence commanded authority, the stack of papers in his hands trembling slightly, betraying the confidence he tried to project. "I'm sorry to barge in like this," he said, adjusting his glasses, "but I bring news that might affect everyone here, especially you, Lily." A tension crackled in the air, electrifying the space. Dave clenched his fists, anxiety knotted in his stomach as he watched Lily's hopeful expression flicker. What could this man possibly say that would further complicate everything? With a sharp breath, the stranger began, "I'm Jacob Mason from Beller Corporation. We've been looking into our internship program and, due to recent developments, we have an unexpected opportunity to fund scholarships for a select few. This means the interns could receive not just housing, but educational assistance on top of that." The crowd murmured in disbelief. Excitement surged again, weaving its way into the earlier tension, as people exchanged glances of wonder and hope. Even Dave felt a tingle of surprise. This wasn't merely a twist but an entirely new road unfolding before them. "Lily," Jacob continued, fixing his gaze on her, "we've been impressed with your application and the vision you have for your career. With this scholarship, your opportunities within our company could expand tremendously. I'd like to personally encourage you to take the leap." Lily's eyes widened as her father's heart sank, wrapped in conflicting emotions. She was on the verge of something monumental, yet he couldn't shake the worry it stirred in his heart. Boundless potential and terrifying unknowing lay stretched out before her. "See? It's like the universe is telling me this is my chance," Lily exclaimed, her voice filled with a mix of confidence and disbelief. "Dad, it's everything I've dreamed of. I have to do this." "Lily, wait a second," Dave interjected, urgency coloring his tone again. "This all sounds amazing, but what does it really mean? We don't even know if you're ready for all of it. It's a lot to take in overnight." The room fell still. Every gaze shifted, everyone suddenly aware of the emotional stakes involved. The mayor looked between them, sensing the urgency. "It's true, this is life-changing," she added gently, a supportive hand on Lily's shoulder. "But maybe you shouldn't rush. Weigh all the factors." Lily turned, her expression softening yet firm. "I've already weighed it, Dad. You taught me to evaluate risks and not let fear dictate my choices. This is my life, and I want to embrace it." Dave felt as though the walls were closing in. "But what if things don't turn out like you hoped? I can't just sit back and let you make decisions that could lead to disappointment." His voice cracked slightly as fear and love tangled within him. Just then, Jacob stepped back a pace, sensing the friction. "I wouldn't want you to pressure her. This is a journey. It's okay to take time, but the offer has a deadline." The weight of unspoken possibilities hung heavily in the air. Dave scanned the crowd, reading nervous anticipation in their faces. They were all witnesses to this moment, their support was palpable. For a brief second, the tension broke as friends murmured words of encouragement, trying to lift Lily's spirits. Lily took a deep breath, her heart racing with both fear and eagerness. I need time too, but this door it might not be open forever, Dad. Please, can you trust me to make this decision? As the importance of the moment reverberated through the room, Dave felt the crushing surge of emotions as he searched his heart. Could he let her walk through a door that could lead her far away from home and him? Suddenly, from behind the crowd, another voice rang out, a familiar one, strong but filled with uncertainty. But what if it all goes wrong? Dave's blood ran cold. It was Lily's mother, returning home unexpectedly, and the air shifted once more, leaving everyone wondering what repercussions her entrance might bring to the unfolding chaos. Would this unexpected arrival bring clarity or even more conflict? Lily froze, her breath hitching as she turned to face her mother, the well of emotions inside her threatening to overflow. There was a flash of hurt in her mother's eyes, intertwined with concern. The weight of her mother's words echoing in the tense silence. Mom? Lily said softly, her voice trembling. Her mother hadn't been present for pivotal moments, and this return felt almost surreal. Each heartbeat felt amplified as she processed the sudden shift in her world. I didn't expect to find you here, her mother continued, glancing at Jacob and then fixing her gaze back on Lily. I came to see you, and all of this, it's a lot to take in. Dave's expression shifted from fear to confusion. You didn't call. We were just. He rubbed the back of his neck, the frantic energy simmering under his skin. We were trying to talk to Lily about this opportunity. An opportunity? Her mother repeated, the skepticism reflecting in her narrowed eyes. Is that what you all call it now? You've always been a dreamer, Lily, but it's easy to get swept away by things that seem too good to be true. Lily felt a sting of frustration. Mom, this is different. I've worked so hard for this. I can't just sit back and let fear hold me back. I need to do this. For what? To leave everything behind? Her mother asked, desperation creeping into her voice. You have your family here. This job, no matter how alluring it appears, is still a gamble. Are you prepared for the possibility that it could fall apart? Dave stepped forward, feeling the heat between the two women. She is prepared to take the leap, and I think she understands the risks. It's a chance to grow. Lily searched both their faces, filled with love but weighed down by expectations. The tension filled the room again, a heavy blanket settling over them. How can you say that? Her mother continued, voice rising slightly. You don't even know what it means to put your dreams ahead of your family. What do you want, Lily? To chase a fantasy? Mom, it's not just a fantasy. Lily shot back, heart pounding. You taught me to chase my dreams, remember? When did that stop being okay? Just because it scares you doesn't make it wrong. Lily's words hung in the air, vibrant with truth but spiked with pain. She could see the conflict pooling in her mother's expression, the shadows of regret, fear, and concern danced like flickering flame. Lily desperately wanted her to see her, not just the little girl who needed protection but the woman she was becoming. Jacob shifted slightly, sensing the mounting tension. Maybe we should take a moment, he suggested, trying to mediate the turmoil thrumming around them. A little space could help clarify things. No, Lily said, shaking her head defiantly. I don't want to walk away from this. Mom, please, don't you see? This is my shot. Her voice was raw with emotion, the undertones of hope woven tightly with dread. For a brief instant, Dave glimpsed the reflection of his own fears in his daughter's eyes. Was he just holding her back? The crowd around them sat on the edge of anticipation, waiting for a resolution. Murmurs erupted, uncertain chatter filling the heavy silence. Lily took a step toward her mother. I need to know if you believe in me, just like I've always believed in you. For the first time, her mother's facade cracked. Tears glistened at the corners of her eyes, and her voice quivered as she spoke. Of course, I believe in you, sweetheart. I'm scared. The admission hung in the air, softening the scene around them. It was a raw moment of connection, yet the uncertainty remained potent. As Lily reached for her mother's hand, the tension between them held a fragile equilibrium. What will happen next? Would they find a way to balance dreams and fears? Or would their connection shatter under the weight of choices not yet made? In that moment, uncertainty loomed, daring them to step forward into an unknown future together. Lily held her mother's gaze, waiting for a response. The air between them crackled with unspoken words. She felt her own heart racing, each pulse echoing in her ears. The room, once filled with uninhibited excitement about her future, now morphed into a battlefield of emotions. "Mom, you've always taught me to be brave," Lily said, trying to anchor the moment with deeper conviction. "What kind of example would I be setting if I didn't take this chance? I can't keep waiting for life to happen around me." Her mother glanced down at their intertwined fingers, hesitant. "It's not that I don't want you to be brave, Lily. I want you to succeed more than anything. But you're still my baby. I worry about the world out there. It's scary." Lily felt tears pricking at the corner of her own eyes. "But it's also beautiful, Mom. I want to experience it, to find out who I really am. If I don't do this now, when will I?" Sweet memories flooded her with warmth, moments of laughter and whispered secrets, all tangled in their shared history. Yet beneath that joy was an undercurrent of pain, the pain of feeling unheard for so long. "I thought you were proud of my dreams," Lily pressed softly, her voice barely above a whisper. "I'm not just your daughter. I'm also an individual. I need your support, not your fear." Across the room, Jacob stood by, his eyes darting between the two women. He wanted to jump in, to offer comfort or encouragement, but he could feel the weight of their moment. Lily's mother took a deep breath, her features softening. "You're right," she said slowly, as if every word required careful consideration. "I taught you to go after what you want. I didn't expect it to happen so soon. It's like watching a child take their first steps all over again, but now it feels like you're running." "Maybe that's exactly what I need to do," Lily urged, her heart bruised but resolute. "It's time for me to run, Mom. I can't hold myself back because you're scared." "Lily, please," her mother implored, desperation lacing her voice. "I've made so many sacrifices for you, and now you're saying you want to walk away from them? From us?" "I'm not walking away," Lily insisted, "I'm moving forward. I want you to be part of that journey, but you have to trust me. Can you do that?" As silence enveloped them, Dave felt a nervous energy pulsing around the room. He hadn't known they were standing on such shaky ground. The room was filled with tension that pricked at his own insecurities. He wanted to support Lily, yet he could see the deep bond and fear in her mother's eyes. The light flickered above them, creating a fragile atmosphere that felt almost primordial. Finally, her mother let go of Lily's hand, stepping back slightly as if she were processing the gravity of what was being asked of her. "If I say yes, if I let you go, that's going to hurt, Lily." Lily felt an ache deep within her, an understanding of the cost of progress. "I know it will. But maybe, letting me go is what will allow me to come back to you stronger than ever." The murmurs in the crowd dwindled to whispers, and eyes lingered on the scene before them. They were witnessing something significant, a breaking away, an evolution of love. "Can you do it?" Lily's mother asked, looking deeply into her daughter's eyes. "Can you promise to keep me in your heart, no matter where this path takes you?" Lily nodded, a tear rolling down her cheek. "Always." The room felt lighter, but uncertainty still loomed large and heavy. Would her mother find a way to embrace this new reality? The audience held its breath, bracing for the outcome of this delicate moment. And as they stood there, suspended between a past filled with love and a future shrouded in uncertainty, Lily sensed something shifting within her mother. A turning point was so close, she could almost touch it. Would they find a way to bridge the gap between dreams and fears? As a crack of hope shimmered in the air, another question emerged: what if the world outside didn't welcome her back the way she hoped? Lily's heart pounded in her chest as she waited for her mother's answer. The room was charged, and it felt like time itself was standing still. She had laid her soul bare, and all she could do was hope that her mother would find the courage to meet her halfway. "Okay," her mother finally said, the word hanging in the air, as if it could shatter into a million pieces. "Okay, I'll try, but you need to promise me something." A wave of relief washed over Lily, momentarily replacing the weight of worry. "Anything," she replied, her voice steady despite her racing heart. "Promise me you'll stay safe. Your life will change, and while I understand that you want to embrace it, please don't forget that I'm still here," her mother said, tears glistening in her eyes. "I can't bear the thought of losing you. Please promise me that." Lily reached out again, taking her mother's trembling hands in hers. "I swear, I'll always come back home to you. The world out there might be vast, but you're my anchor. I'll need you more than you know." "I just wish I could see you more clearly," her mother confessed, a faint tremor in her voice. "You've grown into this incredible person, and I've failed to recognize that sometimes. It frightens me. I want to fade away, Mom." "Trust me," Lily said, hoping to soothe the uncertainty stitching together her mother's brow. The warmth of the room wrapped around them, but it was heavy with the bittersweet taste of change. Then, as if a light had suddenly dawned, her mother managed a small smile, a faint glimmer of hope flickering to life. "You deserve to chase your dreams. Just promise not to forget where you come from." The corners of Lily's mouth lifted in response. "I'll carry you with me everywhere." Their moment was interrupted by Jacob clearing his throat. If it's all right, I could set up a plan for Lily's first steps, like a schedule of important dates coming up," he suggested, trying to ease the tension. His usual light-hearted confidence was softer today, more vulnerable, reflecting the emotions surrounding them all. "Exactly. I don't know where to even begin," Lily replied, her heart swelling at the thought of a future, like seeds being planted in fertile soil. "I can help with that," Jacob replied, enthusiasm flickering back into his voice. "Let's draft a list of things you want to achieve. We'll break it down. Make it less overwhelming." "Good idea." Suddenly, it felt like the air was charged with new possibilities, but just as their conversation began to lift, Lily turned her gaze back to her mother. "But there's one more thing." The weight of her thoughts returned. "What if my new future doesn't include all the things we dreamed about? What if I end up somewhere I never expected?" Lily's mother blinked, the expression in her eyes shifting again. "Sometimes life doesn't follow our plans, and that's okay too. It can be scary, but it might lead you somewhere better. We've just got to trust ourselves and embrace the unknown. That's part of living, isn't it?" "Yes. And it's terrifying," Lily exclaimed, the honesty spilling out as laughter bubbled forth, breaking the intensity of the moment. As the three of them started to discuss Lily's aspirations, catching glimpses of excitement amidst the lingering shadows, there was a rawness to the dialogue that felt alive and new. Yet deep down, an unsettling thought persisted: was she really ready for the realities of independence? The world had its own ideas, and navigating it might lead to unforeseen challenges. After a few moments, Jacob turned to Lily, a serious gleam in his eyes. "Just remember, even when things get tough, you're not alone. You've got us in your corner." "Thanks, Jacob," she said, glancing at him gratefully and then back at her mom. "Together, we'll figure it out." But as they spoke of plans and dreams, Lily couldn't shake the thought that every new beginning comes with its fair share of heartache. The world outside could just as easily swallow her whole as it could offer her wings. Would she be able to rise, or would she stumble? And as her heart wrestled with the possibilities, a nagging question lingered: what if she discovered something about herself that would change everything she thought she knew? The next morning, the sun spilled through Lily's window, painting the room in warm shades of gold. It felt like a new day, bright and full of promise. Yet as she lay in bed, excitement mixed with uncertainty twisted in her stomach. Today marked the beginning of her venture into the unknown, and it felt like standing on the edge of a cliff, peering down into a misty valley. She took a deep breath, summoning the resolve she'd found the night before. After a quick shower, Lily laced up her sneakers, the familiar tug of fabric grounding her. Each tie felt like a tether to home, reminding her of safety and comfort. Even as she stepped into her new path, the aroma of breakfast wafted through the house, a delicious invitation. Lily padded downstairs, finding her mother at the stove, flipping pancakes with practiced ease. Her heart swelled at the sight, a simple moment, yet so significant. "Morning, Mom," she said, wrapping her arms around her mother from behind. "Morning, sweetheart," her mom replied, turning to face her, a smile breaking across her face. "Ready for your first big day?" Lily nodded, though butterflies danced in her stomach. "Yeah, I think so. Just trying not to overthink it." "Well, remember what we talked about." "One step at a time," her mother encouraged, her eyes glistening with pride and emotion. "You have the strength to face whatever comes." "Right." Lily smiled, but doubt lingered just beneath the surface. The count of her dreams seemed daunting in the light of day. After breakfast, Jacob picked her up, his cheerful demeanor almost contagious. "Ready to take on the world?" he asked, bouncing on the balls of his feet, his excitement igniting something deep within her. "Let us do this," she said, though a flicker of anxiety raced through her. They headed to the community center, where a workshop awaited. People milled about, chatting and laughing, a buzz of energy that was both exhilarating and intimidating. Lily caught Jacob's encouraging smile as he nudged her forward through the crowd. As they entered the room, an instructor stood at the front, radiating charisma. "Welcome, everyone. This workshop is all about expressing yourself and stepping into your future," he declared, and Lily's heart raced with both fear and exhilaration. As the session progressed, participants shared their goals and dreams. Some spoke about traveling, others about starting businesses, while a few talked about the deep-seated desire to find their voice. Each story resonated with Lily, fueling her apprehension and excitement simultaneously. Then it happened. A woman sharing her journey revealed a truth that struck a chord in Lily's heart. "I was terrified to break away from my past. I thought I wouldn't be able to do it, but what I found was beyond my wildest dreams." Lily felt her breath catch. The realization that she wasn't alone in her fear made her pulse quicken even more. What if she could learn to embrace what lay ahead? During a break, Jacob nudged her, grinning. "See? It's not all scary. You're going to grow so much just by being here." But as lunchtime approached, Lily's thoughts drifted back to her mom's anxious eyes the previous day. What if this path shifted their relationship in ways she couldn't foresee? "Hey, are you okay?" Jacob asked, his concern palpable. "Yeah, just thinking about my mom. I want to make her proud." But her voice trailed off. Could she truly balance her independence while maintaining the bond they shared? "Your mom loves you and wants you to live fully," Jacob reassured. "You're embarking on an adventure. And adventure means change." She nodded, his words comforting yet still heavy with meaning. As they rejoined the group, Lily realized she had to confront her fears, not just for herself but for her mother too. They both needed to let go, to forge new paths together, even if that meant stepping apart. As the session wrapped up, the instructor announced a challenge. Each person would have to connect with someone they had never met before, sharing a piece of their story. Lily felt her heart race once again. Would she summon the courage to dive deeper into the unknown or retreat to the safety of familiarity? As she glanced around, something inside her flickered with resolve. Perhaps this was the moment to live her truth, embrace her voice, and step forward into a life that awaited her. But just as she prepared to engage with a stranger, another thought pierced through. What if this experience changed her more than she anticipated? What if her journey led her somewhere entirely unexpected? And in that moment of uncertainty, she realized that perhaps the greatest discovery lay ahead. Lily stood at the cusp of something monumental, the air alive with possibility. Outside the community center, she heard laughter and the urban hum of life that both exhilarated and terrified her. Moments blurred together, each one steeped in preparation for that first step into the world beyond their small town. Could she really embrace all this change? As Jacob nudged her gently, Lily's breath hitched slightly. The warmth of anticipation curled like a soft blanket around her. You ready? He asked, eyes sparkling with that same fire she felt deep within a beacon urging her to leap. Instead of responding, she tightened her grip on the strap of her bag and took a deep breath, steeling herself. I want to help. The voice burst forth unexpectedly. It was hers, filled with urgency and strength. I want to explain to my mom that I love her and I still need her, even when I chase my dreams. Fearless courage thrummed in her veins, and she felt the stirrings of her past mixing seamlessly with her hopes for the future. Throughout the day, she engaged in conversations, shared her aspirations, and discovered the richness of others' experiences. Each story she heard eliminated some of the shadows of doubt lurking in the corner of her mind. She realized they all shared a common thread, a need to find their footing in uncertainty. In their vulnerability, they built a bridge of understanding, stepping further away from the safety net that once held them all. Later, she stepped outside, where the sun dipped low, casting golden hues across the sky. It reminded her of her mother's breakfast pancakes, a comfort that filled her heart. It was time to embrace that growing distance with love instead of fear. In that simple realization, she understood, the unknown may seem daunting, but there is beauty woven into every risk. She could still be anchored in love while exploring the world beyond the familiar. In that powerful moment, clarity struck her like a bolt as if the universe had finally aligned. Lily took a deep breath, turned to Jacob, and said, I'm ready to tell my mom. The journey home felt both surreal and prophetic. She replayed their conversations in her head, laughter, hopes, dreams, all intermingled with a sense of adventure. Each heartbeat echoed her promise, she would always return home, stronger, carrying the lessons learned along the way. Later that evening, as she entered their house, she found her mother waiting, the kitchen warm and familiar. Hey, how was your day? Her mother asked, concern lacing her voice. It was enlightening, Lily replied, her heart racing but steadying. I want to share something with you. Mom turned, the look in her eyes softening. This was it. The moment of truth. What is it? Taking her mother's hand, Lily met her gaze and felt the weight of their shared journey. I don't want you to fear my dreams anymore. You've given me the courage to pursue them. I even found out others share the same struggles. A moment hung in the air, each heartbeat an invitation to listen. While I'm excited about the future, I want you to know I'll always cherish our connections. I need you to trust me, Mom. Tears glistened at the corners of her mother's eyes. I'm scared to let you go, my babe. I'm scared of the unknown. I understand, but trust me when I say uncertainty is also full of possibilities. If we lean into it together, we can both grow. Lily's words danced like fireflies in the dark. Her mother's lips quivered, a flicker of pride illuminating the room. You've grown so much, she whispered, voice quaking yet rich with emotion. I will try to let you go and still hold you close. As they embraced, Lily felt the warmth of love radiate through her. She knew this wouldn't be an easy path, but for the first time, she felt a sense of profound unity with her mother. Standing in a cocoon of understanding, she realized that forging ahead didn't mean completely relinquishing ties, it meant expanding the family's roots deeper while allowing them to intertwine with new beginnings. In the days that followed, Lily stepped into her new life with an open heart. Each challenge only made her more resolute. Life would tug at her and pull her away from comfort, but she knew her mother was her anchor, no matter how far she flied. And as the seasons changed, so did their relationship. They found new ways of embracing each other, phone calls turned into late-night chats, and visits turned into shared adventures as they celebrated each step in their journeys together. What once stood as a chasm now flourished as a bridge, lovingly built by two souls who dared to trust. They realized that letting go didn't mean losing but rather discovering new ways to support and love unconditionally. As the chapters of their lives unfolded, both created a brighter world filled with dreams, hope, and a deeply rooted history that would always be their foundation. This was their journey of transformation, a collective narrative of love, courage, and the courage to embrace change. And dear reader, your journey is equally important. Remember to chase your own dreams and love fiercely. Subscribe immediately to the channel to not miss the next exclusive stories. Leave a like now to feed the algorithm. Comment your reactions and feelings about the ending. Share instantly this video with at least 5 friends who need to see this transformation. You need to subscribe now. This is the moment to show your support. Don't wait not even one more second to share.